We're going as fast as we can.
Okay.
Now that we're done with the operation, it's a quick shot of antibiotics and then the reversal. It's up to me to wake this boy up. Now we're gonna want to clear the decks for action. Watch out. There's a boy.
Boys, be gentle with him.
It'll be just a little while before he's got it together. A few stumbles and he'll be on his feet. He's not out of the woods with the rest of the herd yet. He's got to be fully recovered before they'll stop bothering him. So they're vocalizing and they're coming in to hassle him. And there's a lot of theories. No one's really sure why they give him a hard time when one of the herd members is a bit debilitated. But until he stops staggering, this will go on for a few minutes.
Holy smokes, they are intimidating. The posture is, tail goes right up, they just pump. Right up. Major vocalisation. Tongue comes out. Woo! Intimidating animal. Really intimidating. Back in the early 1900s, bison were close to extinction, but through careful breeding programs, they've now gone off the endangered list.
Next, we're going to hit the Oregon Trail. Whoops! This is a beautiful little fawn, typical of the kind of animals we're rehabilitating in Oregon. And we're going to have a look at an old pioneer trail called the Oregon Trail. Now, it wasn't unusual for the pioneers to find little fawns along this trail because the mothers leave the babies folded up on the ground. They sit perfectly still and use these wonderful spots for camouflage so predators don't see them. So if you find a baby fawn, it doesn't necessarily mean it was orphaned. The mother could be just nearby.
Imagine if these ancient trees could talk. We're on the Oregon Trail, and it's full of adventure and history. Chock-a-block with wildlife. Imagine bringing wagons through this rugged terrain, across these lava flows. Pretty rugged.
It was the mid-1800s when people first started heading west, hoping for the elusive beaver pelt. The beaver trade was high and people were risking their lives to come out here. Many people died of old age on the travel, and some people were even born on this very trail.
As luck would have it, Terry and I discover an ugly piece of equipment that dates back to the pioneer days. We hate them. People still use them, and we reckon it's got to be stopped, and stopped now. A good friend of mine is an ex-trapper. He's now a wildlife lover. But he taught me a couple of U-Butte tricks out here in the bush. And one of them is a large mammal, the black bear, is pretty habitual in his tracks, and what he'll do is he'll actually use the same footsteps and therefore the same indentations. And so what they'll do is they'll go along a designated track, and so a trapper worth his salt knows exactly where to put one of these. They're deadly, absolutely deadly.
Hard to believe that the steel leg hold trap is still being used today.
Have a look at this. What a wild piece of steel. Not only is it high pressure, high tensile whack coming together, it's barbed to dig in deep. Check this out. So you got the pressure plate in the middle. Look at the jaws on it. And these high tensile are actually spring loaded. So the old bear, or a lot of other different animals, they only have to very lightly touch that, and whammo. That's a pretty wicked end result. We might see if we can take this one with us.
Bears go into a deep sleep during the winter called hibernation. During this sleep, they can even give birth.
I've been looking for snakes since I was the smallest of boys. Whew. What you got to do is know where they live. In the trees, underneath bits of timber, in amongst the leaf litter. Underneath bark is always a great place to find things. A few bugs, ants, termites. You know, when you see termites, you've got to think, there's a lot of animals that eat termites. Aha! Here's what I'm looking for. See this rusty old sheet of tin? I'll bet you there's something under here. Here we go. Here we go. Well, I got it! Yes! It's a stick. Oh no, I've broken it. Great place for snakes to hide. Have a look what Terry finds.
The Pacific Northwest still has these old homesteads around, and they're a wonderful place to find all kinds of creatures. Under the floorboards, in the rafters. Well, just have a look and see what we can find. Oh boy, what a little cutie. This is a night snake, and true to his name, he's primarily nocturnal. He's probably in here because it's cool and damp. He likes to eat frogs, so any place that's a little bit wet, you'll find frogs, and that's his favorite food. He's rear-fanged and slightly venomous. I'm not real worried about him because seldom do they bite. They're very placid nature, wanting to get away and hide more than anything. Now, he plays an important role because it's up to him to make sure to maintain the species of frogs. He will cull out any that are sick or injured, and the frog population will thrive wherever the night snakes are found. Hey, pal, I'll just put him back under his board.
Just ahead, I play with an otter.